Okay, I wanted to armchair quarterback a few of couple of Rafa Mendes Anaconda chokes versus Cobrinha in their first ADCC finals together. And first, I just want to let the attempts play through a couple times, and then I'll run it back, give a couple opinions.
Years old. Whew, he's 20 years old. Uh, you know, he doesn't necessarily look like he's 20, but he's 20.
Great career ahead of him.
Yeah.
Same thing. Nice to a single.
Beautiful arm drag single that Cobrinha is using. 2 takedowns in a row off. Oh, nice sweep right into the walk.
It's very tight head and arm.
Now we've got a head and arm triangle. Darce, Anaconda, Danaher, whatever you want to call it.
DRC
It's head and arm triangle choke, regardless of what you want to call it.
Now is Cobrinha trying to get out of bounds here?
Yeah, that is tight, and I believe he's feeling that. He's out.
Oh, that looks to me to be a narrow escape.
Okay, that was the first one.
That's what I think it kind of translates right over to their competitions.
Sean Williams on commentary.
He has been almost
The same position
Probably
again.
the best in the game.
That head and arm choke, that is looking tight.
Oh, and he's bent his head down. He's still got leg control. This could be over right here.
This is pretty tight. Cobrinha's right arm is saving his butt right now. If he can he's keeping that elbow open. If he keeps that elbow wide, he's all right. But
this could be over right here.
Now it's on. That's very, very tight.
Cobrinha could be in a heap of trouble right here.
Yeah,
he may be asleep. No.
He is in big trouble. Mendes needs to keep walking to his right. Referee checking to see if Cobrinha is asleep.
If there's a pulse.
Cobrinha,
no, I cannot
I'm okay.
believe that.
All right, so those are the two attempts there. Now, they're both off single legs, and I'll have a link in the description or pinned comment. Cobrinha has a technique video where he talks about these attempts and how he thinks Rafa could have maybe finished him as well. Boom, so Rafa starts trying to piece together the grip during the takedown. He uses a nice job of this butterfly hook here to kind of kick Cobrinha down to a hip. He locks it up. Now, immediately, instead of going, he's trying to get with his lock side facing the ceiling, but Cobrinha bases out really well that way, so he almost attempts like a gator roll in the other direction. But Cobrinha's foot is like based out super hard here. So if Rafa's trying to roll Cobrinha towards the camera, that foot is pretty much stopping that. So instead, Rafa will start walking his hips in to kind of crunch Cobrinha's head down, almost like a sliding darce or like a Mars choke. And Rafa could even switch to that if he takes this left hand and switches it over here and kind of switches arms. And Cobrinha came out after this match and said that this attempt almost put him to sleep. So he's kind of trying to scoot off the mat. I don't know if he's trying to get reset out of bounds or not, but man, there's just a ton of pressure right here. Rafa even has the legs kind of trapped. Good posture out. So I think maybe like trying to rebase out and slide the other way. So if Rafa could have like brought his hips back out and gotten to his knees and maybe sat through the other direction with his legs coming towards the camera instead of trying to gator roll right here, can be really difficult to finish anaconda chokes with your choking knuckles right here facing down towards the floor. Almost always you want to get those facing the ceiling. I'm not trying to be super critical. Like, I could never get Cobrinha in a choke. So just some observations. And when I did a private lesson with Rafa on this choke, he actually did talk about how he adjusted the his anaconda choke since this match. And he actually said that he doesn't like being kind of down against the floor like that with his lock facing the floor. So it's almost the same situation again. Cobrinha does another arm drag drop to a single leg. And again, Rafa's kind of ready, catches the head. And this time he kind of front flips over and pieces the grip together. Probably right there. Yeah. Now this is a lot. Like, it's interesting that Cobrinha said the first attempt was tighter, because to me, this looks like a much stronger Anaconda finishing position. The choking knuckles are facing the ceiling. Rafa even has the legs trapped right here, or has a leg trapped right here, and he can really, crunch the head down. And with the lock on top like this, your grip doesn't run into the floor. So if you need to adjust your grip at all, you can. Cobrinha is doing a really good job here. If you look, his right arm, the one that's in the choke, is posting on Rafa's hip, and his left hand, which is not locked into the Anaconda, is posted up underneath Rafa's elbow here, and he's trying to break that figure four grip apart. Yeah, see? Right hand posted on the hip, left hand punching up. If you watch Cobrinha's legs too, when you have someone's legs trapped in like an Anaconda or a Darce, you can have their legs trapped where you're back heeling, but there's kind of a moment where they can also have your leg trapped, and Cobrinha's sort of like back heeling himself and straightening Rafa's leg, which takes some of the juice out of Rafa's ability to crunch Cobrinha like into a shrimping kind of position to finish that choke. So out here, it's kind of a key moment. Cobrinha manages to get his legs away, get his back to the mat, and instead of, I think again, Rafa maybe could have come on top, maybe tried to mount, or even switched his arms through for a Darce here instead, but Rafa just kind of hangs on and allows himself to get rotated through to the bottom. Now right here, this is a lot like that first attempt where the choking knuckles are starting to face the floor instead, and Cobrinha again is going to base out on this right foot. Yeah. So Rafa's again trying to gator roll Cobrinha like towards us, towards the screen. This foot stopping it. And I think Rafa's just going to try to probably just lay here and squeeze, which is, probably as good as anything you can do from here against a base that strong. Ref making sure that not grabbing the shorts too much, and then Cobrinha's going to get this knee on belly and kind of pop his head out. Boom. So super tight attempts. Closest I've seen to Cobrinha probably getting choked out by anyone his size. Really good attempts. I think maybe on both of them, Rafa could have maybe come back out to his base and tried to tilt Cobrinha the other way, or potentially pummel the arms through and switch to like a Darce, or if he comes back out to the knees, could also maybe like reset to a guillotine. But super awesome match. If you can watch the whole match, definitely do. It's a classic for sure. And yep, just armchair quarterbacking a little bit. So hope that was helpful.